Welcome back, everyone. It is Eric from Rare Candy, and today we're going to be trying out a deck that just kind of makes you scratch your head and think, how can someone possibly be winning games with this? Because if we just look at the brand new Ursaluna V, let's be real, it looks pretty awful. It has an attack for 3 fighting energy that is 220, minus 10 for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So that's normally pretty bad, but what if our opponent actually can't get damage counters on us? Or at least not as many. So Ursaluna does have an ability that does 30 less damage from attacks, or makes it take 30 less damage from attacks. So that's a start. But if we combine that with the Blastoise from Pokemon Go, that allows us to accelerate 6 energy cards. We can make 4 of those the Stone Fighting Energies, each of these giving us a minus 20 reduction. And we can also choose at least 1 V-Guard energy, which gives us a minus 30 reduction. And then on top of that, if we have Lake Acuity in play, Ursaluna V is going to be taking 160 less damage from attacks, making it extremely difficult for our opponent to actually deal with. Now, we do need some time to get this whole crazy strategy up and going, so to make that a little bit easier, we do have the 4 copies of Diancie to lead the game with, to make sure our opponent can't play things like Boss's Orders or Serena to pick off our Ursalunas or our Squirtles while we're trying to get this whole combo going. So this is the idea we're going to be working with today. And before we get any deeper into the list and get in some games, if you guys can, leave a like on the video, feed that always hungry YouTube algorithm. And if you need any cards to complete this insane Ursaluna V deck, you can check out our friends over at PTCGO Just remember to use that coupon code RARECANDY at checkout and you'll get a discount on your order too. And Rare Candy's patrons not only had early access to this deck list, but also have their own exclusive discount code for even bigger savings. Links to all these will be down below in the description. Well, let's get back into our list for just a moment here, guys. As you can see, the main engine we are using to get powered up is going to be with Hurte. So of course we can get a water Pokemon and item from our deck, put them into our hand. So we can grab the Blastoise line here or our Manaphy with Hurte, and then 1 other item card. So turn 2, we can go Hurte, Blastoise, Rare Candy, accelerate a ton of energy if we want to do that. We also have the 1-of Battle VIP Pass. So if we're going second, we can just grab this immediately, get our basics into play. As you can see, we also have some healing methods in this deck. We have the 2 Hyper Potions. We really don't want to run too many more than that, just because you do start running out of energy to actually attack with. But the 2 is still enough to, do some pretty substantial healing throughout the game. But we also have the 4 Lucky Ice Pops, which is a pretty hilarious card. If we keep flipping heads, we can heal indefinitely, which definitely can be pretty fun every now and again. And then we also have the 2 Team Yell Towels to heal an additional 50. From Ursaluna as well. And it is pretty important we keep this healing train going, because not only does it keep our Ursalunas alive, but also the more damage counters we have on ourselves means the less damage we actually do in turn. So I'm not actually sure if I think this is like the perfect suite of healing cards just yet. Feel free to play around with them. There's other weird things you can play like Cook, Pokemon Center Lady, and some other different items as well. But for the moment, this is what we're going to be trying today in the list. And then from there, I think the only other important card we have is the Big Parasol to just prevent things like Giratina from using Star Requiem or Sableye using Lost Mine to be able to get around our damage reducing effects that we have. But that is the list we have, guys. I know it's going to be a wild one, and as long as I think we can survive the first 2 turns of the game, Ursaluna does feel like it has a shot against a lot of things out there. But let's hop some games and see how this monstrosity is going to do. Okay. Now, this is a very solid hand, especially going first too. So as long as we don't get Marnied, this hand's going to have us set up pretty well for our second turn. Okay, it looks like it's going to be some sort of Lost Zone deck. I would assume at least. Okay, so actually getting that Quick Ball there is really big too. Because what we need here at this point is... Okay, we have Kyogre. Okay, it's gonna be like the Kyogre Lost Zone deck. But in case of a Cramorant Escape Route play, we are definitely gonna need like multiple Squirtles here. So yeah, I'm just gonna Level Ball. Or even just another Diancie would also work just fine. I don't hate that either. So probably we just get rid of the Pokey here. That seems okay to me. I think we can kind of afford to keep everything else. Do we think they can knock out Squirtle in one go? I'm going to say maybe we get down Manaphy. Nah. Let's do another Diancie. That's cool. And I think we're just going to keep this hand as is, because we might need to hard retreat to something, and if they escape rope, we would want to attach somewhere else. So let's just end our turn for the moment. Also, we can save this to attack with Spike Draw if we need to as well. But right now, if we keep this hand, we're in a really good spot. The only way this could, I think, really go wrong is if our opponent does manage to do a bunch of comfy shenanigans. Okay, there's escape rope. We kind of saw that coming, so that's why we wanted the second Diancie. But if they are able to do a ton of comfy shenanigans and then boss the Squirtle, that would be bad. Again, we knew that was kind of a risk going for the second Diancie. But more than likely, I feel like they're not going to make that happen. So, show me the Colress. Have no problem with them actually playing that. Okay, Birdkeeper. Amazing. So, not a boss. That's the big thing we basically just didn't want to see. But I think, I mean, depending on what they're playing in this list, but if they're not playing Giratina, I think we actually have a pretty good matchup here, guys. Because it's going to be very difficult for their deck to really ever do a significant amount of damage to us. Like the Kyogre, I know can do some bench damage, right? It's 50... Yeah, 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. We don't care about that. So, what we can do, definitely going to Irida. Grab our Blastoise and show me the rare candy. Yep, there it is. Also, let me just take a peek over here real quick. Yeah, we have all of our damage-reducing energies. Fantastic. So, we'll just do this. Rare candy into Squirtle. And now, guys, we're going to be sitting in a pretty good spot at this point. So, I'm just going to hang on to this as well. And just to give us a retreating option somewhere. I mean, yeah, that's fine. So let's just go for the Vitality Spring. All of those. Sure. Yeah, I guess that's fine. So definitely slamming all these bad boys down over here. V-Guard energy. May as well. And so, yeah, now we're in a good spot. So, like, Cramorant normally is a pretty good attacker, but, you know, if they do manage to get it out, they're only hitting us for, what, 30 damage? Am I right? They definitely are going to need some sort of heavier hitting Pokemon here if they do want to have a shot against us. The other way they could potentially mess this up a little bit is if they bring up Blastoise into the active and start spreading behind it somehow. But overall, I'm not really too worried about that. I mean, we have Scoop Up Nuts, so we can always pick the Blastoise up at some point too. So I'm just trying to think. I don't really know what they could have that we would be afraid of at this point. Again, Giratina would be the big thing because sometimes they play Temple of Sinnoh. Obviously, they have Star Requiem, but if they're not playing Giratina, stuff like this doesn't really matter too much for us. And honestly, the Pokestop kind of helps us too, because we've thinned basically all of the energy out of our deck at this point. We don't care if we discard Pokemon. You know, losing supporters would be unfortunate, but the Pokestop still might help us out here. They did get rid of a Sableye as well. That's definitely good. Because Sableye can, of course, get around the stone fighting energies. But we just need to find our big Parasol. We just need to hopefully bait them into using their Lost Vacuum. Or getting rid of them. So it's going to be the Escape Rope. That's cool. I mean, we could even promote the Ursaluna. Do I want them to get the first hit in on it? Probably not. So I think well, yeah, guys, I don't think we're afraid. Let's just throw it up there. Like, what's the worst that happens? They throw down Cramorant, they hit for 30. I don't think we care too much. Okay, there's Mirage Gate. So, I mean, yeah, they can get like a double KO on Diancies. That's fine. Okay, Moonlight Shurikens. Where are they going to do their damage? Okay, yeah, just the 2 Diancies, easy prizes. That's fine with me. We don't really care about that too much. Okay, so what do we draw here? Marnie. Okay, that's actually really good too, considering how giant their hand is. So let's attach over here. Assuming heavy ball, I forget if we have anything in there or not. We do not, but we do have 2 legs and big parasol. So I definitely want to find our big parasol, but let's just go ahead and Marnie them here. So Marnie plus knockout does feel pretty good. And we have big parasol, that's great. So what do we do here? I'm tempted to like Pokegear to thin a supporter out of our deck, then Pokestop. Seems okay to me. Okay, we do get Irida, that's good. And we get the victory screen. Ah, man. So this is something I've noticed that happens with this deck sometimes. Like once you get the Ursaluna set up, they pretty quickly know if they can deal with your deck or not. So hopefully not too many of the games in this video wind up being super quick like this, but it just happens sometimes once you get the whole Wombo combo set up. Okay, this is workable. I'll say that. So I guess good news is we can Spike Draw this turn as well. So between Marnie, Spike Draw, we can see a good bit of cards here. That's gonna be Regi's. Okay. This is bad, I think, though. Well, actually, is it? Because like the big issue with this is that Registeel can make us not attack, but they also can't damage us either. So yeah, with all 4 of our energies, yeah, I think we're gonna be good on this one. So let's go for, let's see. Squirtle. Oh wait, do we have our Battle VIP pass in deck? We do. Let's go. Okay, so we'll do that, and maybe actually Blastoise. That seems pretty good. Well, the issue with that, I think I'm actually gonna have us do this, as weird as it seems. So let's quick ball, grab Squirtle. Actually, how many stone fightings do we have in deck? Ooh, that's actually pretty bad. Because we need to reduce their damage to nothing, to where they can't actually... to where they can't, like, eventually just beat us with this one attack. But this is a pretty good hand for next turn. Just hopefully we don't get Marnie. We have the Candy Blastoise. We have Quick Ball. So that's pretty much all we needed, if we're being honest, guys. So Ultra Ball, probably going to see what... Okay, Regi, lucky. That's fine. And a research. Okay, awesome. So we've kind of survived the storm a little bit so far here. Now, can they get a knockout on us this turn? More than likely not. They would need 2 other energies discarded with like an Ultra Ball, which isn't that hard to do. One of them does have to be Aurora Energy. Okay, there's going to be Speed Lightning coming down. That's cool. Ooh, now actually, if they attack us with this guy, we just lose, right? That would be pretty bad. That would be pretty bad. Ugh, and they do have it. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? Okay. The good news is, once we set up, we're good. But the issue is we have to bench Manaphy and Squirtle now if we want to be able to have a shot in this game. Okay, so let's try to go for an Irida here. Okay, awesome. Okay, Squirtle and... oh god, we have to actually use Hisuian Heavy Ball here. That is kind of annoying. Good news is, most Regi decks are not actually going to play bosses' orders, especially now with Silver Tempest, there's basically no reason to. So, for that reason, yeah, we're just going to go for the Spike Draw here. Well, I guess in case of a Marnie, let's go ahead. We'll get rid of the Marnie over here. Or honestly, even the Fighting Energy is probably fine at this point too. So yeah, let's just do that. They can't boss us. They can't Serena us. So just in case of a Marnie, fewer cards that we have, you know, in deck. Oh, actually, big Parasol. I totally forgot about this. Oh, okay, yeah, guys, we are definitely winning this one. I don't know why I was even stressing. I forgot because this isn't effective in attack. Big Parasol is going to prevent that. So yeah, Regi should be an absolutely free matchup for us. As long as we can actually set up our Blastoise here and they don't boss us, we're good to go. But honestly, even at that point, had they bossed this turn, we could have just sat back and manually attached, and eventually we're just going to be too unstoppable for them to deal with. Now, next question is, are they playing things like Tool Scrapper or Lost Vacuum? I would assume no, but hard to say, guys. But we have 2 big Parasol, worst case scenario. Okay, there's Choice Belt, Rod. Fine. Yeah, they can just never do enough to us for this to actually matter. Tempo of Stone is the only thing that would help them, but there's no point for them to do that because of course that turns off their own special energies. So I think we've officially won the game, guys. So I'm gonna do this. Sure, Vitality Spring. And I think that's checkmate. Like, the only thing they could do now, I think, is try to, like, stall us and make us deck out. But I don't even think they're going to have that as an option. So let's give them some time. I am expecting a concession, guys. But let's let them figure it out that they don't really have a way out of this. Okay, there's a research. How many paths are they down? That's another question. Okay, we are definitely winning the Stadium War here. Like, even with prizing our stone fighting energies, I think we're still going to be surviving whatever they throw up at us. Because right now we're doing, what? That's a minus 40, 70, 90 with, like, acuity. So sure, we'll do that. And just go for the Peach Shoulder. Seems pretty good. We've got Yell Towel, so I'll save this hand for the moment. Okay, let's see what we get here. Stone Fighting Energy, fantastic. Love to see it. So if we didn't have the big Parasol, this is where things would be a little bit sketchy, but I think we're good to go over here. Okay, there's Regidrago. So, I mean, yeah, you can do some damage, my dude. It's just not going to be quite enough, unfortunately. Now, the other Regidrago, if they played that, that would probably be a little bit better here just because it's just more damage, and they're never going to have damage counters on themselves, really. So, kind of unfortunate they don't have that one, but even still, this one's putting a decent dent into us, given that we don't really have a lot of damage reduction modifiers or anything like that right now. But I just want to keep this hand since we do have the Stone Fighting and we have the Team Yell Towel. Hopefully they don't bump the Stadium either, because if they do path us again, not only does it reduce this damage by 20, but also shuts off our ability, giving them some more damage on top of that. So we definitely need this Stadium to stick for a turn. Okay. Seeing some energy coming. Oh, and there's the Marnie, guys. That feels bad because we finally hit our Stone Fighting. Now, if we hit a Hyper Potion, we can still kind of live with this, but okay. Okay, this is fine. So what we can do, we can just guarantee the Hyper Potion here. I think that seems pretty good. So let's just go for the Irida. Grab Blastoise. Hyper Potion. We can get rid of the V-Guard energy since it's pretty useless in this matchup anyways. Yup. And then go for the Peach Shoulder yet again. What do we get here? No stone fighting, unfortunately. How many rods are they down? They're down 1. Okay, they're down 3 rods. So whatever Regis they have is probably going to be it. I mean, they could play a 4th rod. Some lists do, some don't, but... How many Iridas are we down? Oh, we are down 3. So it looks like they are thinking about attacking with Gigas. Gigas will do, what, 150 by default. Okay, they are powering it for... I see what they're doing. Yep, there's the scoop up net. Big question, do they have Path? Again, that is a card that would help them out here. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to... Okay, we get Stone Fighting as well, also broken. So let's go for the Sweet Heavy Ball. Okay, nothing there. And we get Iridas, that's good. So I'm just gonna grab a Yell Towel. I think that's really all we need right here. And just go for the Peach Shoulder yet again. So I mean, this is the deck, guys. Like, if you're not playing against something that has like insane one-shot potential, your opponent's just like, what do we do? What do we do here? So likewise, Regilucky is not really doing them any favors. They're only going to be putting a minor dent into us. Like literally just 10 damage. Oh man, that's rough for our opponent. And there's the victory screen. I was ready to do some lucky ice pop shenanigans too, but yeah, you get the gist of it. That's what the deck is supposed to do. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it today for the crazy Ursaluna Blastoise deck. This deck is definitely pretty fun. I don't think it's like super competitive just because it does have a really rocky early game, and there are definitely some cards in the format that can really cripple this deck, most notably cards like Temple of Sinnoh, and even some of the Lost Zone decks have things like Lost Vacuum that they can use to get rid of your big parasols. So is it going to win a regional this season? I'm not so sure about that, but you can definitely ruin someone's day on PTCGO with this thing, if nothing else. But I hope you guys did enjoy a look at this deck. Of course, if you did, remember to leave a like on the video. And if you're feeling a little bit extra generous and want to take that support to the next level, you can also become a patron at patreon.com/rarecandytcg or pick up some merch at rarecandytcg.com. Links to everything will be down below in the description. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.